All right, everybody, welcome back to the Sooner or Later podcast. I'm your host, Joey, and for episode 148, we're reviewing Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. GotG Volume 3 is directed by James Gunn, written by James Gunn, produced by Kevin Feige, with cinematography by Henry Bram, edited by Fred Raskin and Greg Dioria. Music by John Murphy. Production company is Marvel Studios. Distributed by Walt Disney Studios Motion Pictures. With a release date of April 22nd, 2023 at Disneyland Paris and May 5th, 2023 in the wider United States, and a runtime of 150 minutes, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 has a budget of $250 million, and as of May 7th, 2023, has brought in $282 million, and I looked it up this morning, and it has the lowest opening weekend of a summertime Marvel movie ever. No Marvel movie has ever opened worse at the beginning of the summer than this movie. But from word of mouth alone, I think it's going to make its money back. Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 has an 81% on the tomato meter with a 288 reviews, 95% audience score of 5,000 plus verified ratings, a Metacritic score of 65 from 60 critic reviews, and 7.5 user score with 186 ratings. And finally, the YouPoll.me from Reddit has a median score. We're going off median, right, Eric? Of 9, which I think is more. With 3,000 votes, or 31.3%. Wait, 3,000 votes? Oh, total 3,000 votes, and 947 of them put it at that 9. But the only people whose opinion matters are ours, and you're going to get 10 minutes of spoiler-free starting now.
No.
Okay. Now you guys can talk.
So, real quick, I thought it had the best, for Guardians, though. Like, for Guardians itself, like, it's
Probably.
Thursday, did, well.
But did the other Guardians open the summer for Marvel?
I don't think so.
Right.
Because I know, early, that's why I was like, oh, wow, that's interesting. Because I know early on, they're like, oh, hey, this movie's doing good. But just because it's Thursday did well does not mean... But also, too, it's... summer kind of just started. But no, I'm talking about, its first weekend, though.
Already, yeah.
Yeah.
I guess you're right.
I think it's going to have legs, though. I think it's going to make its money.
I mean, look, when you put out... Spoiler, when you put out an S-tier Marvel movie, yeah, it's going to do well. Because people are going to talk highly about it. I mean, look, this movie's great. I'm going to go out there and say it. This is the best Guardians movie. I think hands down this is the best Guardians movie.
So, I don't know if it's the best Guardians movie, but
I think
there's no franchise, especially in the MCU, that has as much heart as the Guardians franchise.
That's 100% true.
And it all goes to James Gunn, though.
Yeah.
This is a creator who was given an IP from Marvel, and they said, this is a D-list team. Do whatever the hell you want. And James Gunn cracked his little skinny knuckles and went, I'm going to do whatever I want.
But I think it also goes back to casting someone like Dave Bautista, who's become a better actor in the time these movies has come out. The stuff that Dave can do in this third movie, what he would not have been able to do in the first movie.
I think he could have.
I don't know, dude. Dave
think so.
is stiff in his first few roles.
But that wasn't even his first few roles, though. He had a few under his belt there.
Yeah, but he did he was just he did a lot of action stuff.
Yeah, he did the wrestler thing.
Yeah, for sure. And there's nothing wrong with it. But coming off of Knock at the Cabin and doing this movie, the depth he has now as an actor is just crazy. He's a legitimate actor.
I think he's also just been given better roles.
Yeah. But but James Gunn also wrote this character and Mantis specifically so well. Those type of characters should not be good. They're so one note, but somehow they turned them into multi-note characters. Which
I think Mantis... Go ahead, Eric.
I was gonna say I don't like Mantis as much as I like Dave Bautista's character.
I agree. I think Mantis is the weakest Guardian, writing wise. I think she is still too one note.
I mean, I think that's fair. I do like how though. I mean, and this is spoiler, I guess, to the
no spoiler then.
The Guardian special though.
Skip it. Oh no, we're spoiling the holiday special.
Oh yeah, I never saw that, but I don't care.
We're 6 months out of when that shit aired. If you haven't seen it by now, shut up.
But like they introduced,
Eric, shut up.
I won't spoil it too much. They introduced a plot line for her, but I like how this movie they weren't like, hey, that's your whole story in this though.
Yeah, they lightly touch on it.
Yeah,
ignored it.
because I was worried about
You
that.
could probably
I was like,
guess at what it is, Eric.
yeah, but I was like, I don't want that to be that person's like
Defining
story
trait.
and character. Like, and I think they did enough with it to hint at it, to like, okay, hey, because we're probably doing something with this in the future. But I also think just overall, like, James Gunn got to tell the story he wanted to tell. Whether people like, especially critics, like want to love it or not love it, it's like and people are like, well, you could do this or you can do that to make it better. I solely believe James Gunn said, hey, this is my story. This is how I'm telling it. If you like it, you like it. If you don't, you don't.
Yeah, but I mean,
He did all three?
He did. Oh yeah, he did all three.
And he even wrote for
I didn't
them.
know.
Yeah, anything
that.
they've been in too, he's wrote for them.
No, but not all of it though. He recently came out and said that he didn't like the way that they were depicted in Endgame.
I thought he wrote for them in Endgame, or was it just Infinity War?
No, I think they consulted for him.
Oh,
But I don't like they. Yeah, they consulted him for those movies, but they didn't. He didn't write those characters because he
What
came
about
out.
Thor 3?
Thor 3.
They
weren't in- No, they weren't in 3. They
What?
were in 4.
I thought
Yeah.
Chris Pratt was. That's what I meant. 4.
yeah.
Well, no, in 4, I don't even think he wrote for them there.
So
Actually, no, he didn't, because he came out and was like, I'm glad that they didn't use them as much in the movie because they were going to screw my characters
So
up.
2 would have happened, I guess. He said he had made a post. He was like, he wants to thank like Taika for it because he's like, Taika took the hit for me because he's like, if not, that was gonna tie more into this movie, like, and they were gonna have bigger stuff to do. But Taika was like, more or less like, I'll have in my movie. We'll kind of split them up in this movie, and you can kind of tell your story. I mean, a lot's come out though about this stuff where it's like he wanted to do certain things, but then because of Endgame, they wanted certain characters to do certain things. Because like I guess Gamora in 2, he like wanted to have killed, but they were like, hey, no.
I mean, that would have fucked the whole universe up.
Yeah.
If he would've done
So
that.
so they're like you can't do that
But
because we have plans for her in the next movie.
yeah, I mean, you can just totally tell that this is one vision.
Yeah.
And I'm really glad to, this isn't spoilers, that we're pulling back from the multiverse stuff. James Gunn clearly was like, this is not going to tie into the wider Marvel universe. Leave me the fuck alone. I don't want to do that.
I mean,
is super nice.
I think one character specifically they could have like left out, but I know they want to use them for like future things. But like overall, like it does seem like James Gunn got to end the characters the way he wanted to end them. And like obviously at every end of every Marvel movie,
you really want to use that word?
but I mean
For all the major deaths that happened in this movie.
So like after they kill everybody off in every Marvel movie, they're like, but hold on, they're back alive because we need 14 more movies.
Yeah, because they're gonna be in everything. Wait, Linda Cardellini is here?
Yeah, so she plays
she
Lila.
voices Lila.
Yeah, I thought it was supposed to be Lady Gaga at first, but I think that was just speculation because of their like showmance, Bradley Cooper and Lady Gaga. But yeah, she voices
That would have been
Lila.
such a dumb reason to cast her in this
They
role.
started singing.
And then Miley Cyrus' voice got recast, and people were like, "I can't believe they recast."
Who was she originally supposed
She's
to
the
be?
robot voice for one of the Ravagers.
Oh my god.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
A nobody
here.
ass part.
but they like recast it with an actual like voice actor though, because like there was more like talking scenes.
I think hearing the stupid doll from Black Mirror would have really taken me out of the movie. I think I would have noticed.
I mean, also too, like, I mean, if Chris is, MCU, and the way she did his brother, she was like, Chris went to them, was like,
I'm gonna tell you right now, all the sweaty neckbeards don't give a shit about that. No, because for a second I didn't even know what you're talking about.
Hemsworth
I
was
don't know what you're talking about.
Hemsworth was like, she did Liam bogus, she can't be in here.
Take her out, Marvel Universe.
No, do it now.
Yeah.
How did you guys feel about the music?
It's the weakest, I think.
I feel like it had the most
agree.
music too, though.
It
like,
did have the
Nah.
most
lot.
music. It
It has
was
the
a
most.
lot, but I don't think it fit as well into the storytelling. I mean, nothing will beat the first one, though.
Yeah, the first one is just God tier music-wise.
I mean, I still thought it was good, but I also think, like, this movie, like, tonal, like, was different. So, like, it was going up and down in a few parts. So, like, the music kind of, like, shifted a lot.
I also just think that 90s music doesn't work as well in movies as 70s or 80s music.
That's true.
It's more 70s and 80s music was more operatic.
Yeah.
And 90s music I don't think really has that. I mean, you could tell just from the music choices that he had. It's like, all right.
But like I don't think it was bad though.
No, I don't think it was bad at all. But it definitely doesn't hold a candle to that first one.
Yeah. I mean,
I'd have to look at the second one.
like the last song they do is not as hype like as they've done in the past.
This one?
It's like I don't even know what song it is.
I don't want to spoil any of the music.
Yeah, that's
music is just so important to these movies. What else do we got? Everybody acts really well. I don't think anybody's weak as an actor.
I mean, I think they do as good as they can too. Like, I don't think it's bad, but like in an ensemble cast, like they did a really good job for like. And there's, I mean, like. There's still one character specifically. I think he did the best he could with what he had.
Yes, but I don't think he was bad.
No, like that's the thing too. When you're in somebody's gonna get left out in an ensemble cast.
I actually liked him. I know who you're talking about. I liked it.
I don't hate it. I just think it just was misplaced, and they could have done without it. Like it just, I don't know. Like and it's like a bigger picture thing, I think, is why.
Yeah, you're not. It's not gonna come to fruition for another 2 or 3 movies.
Yeah, and like
but
later
when it does, though.
Yeah, and later on, if you may look back to it, I may look back to it, Eric may look back to it.
I know. I'd be like, I was in the right.
Yeah.
I was on the right side of history.
And you're like, okay, I see it.
All right, closing thoughts. We got 30 seconds. We're gonna let the countdown timer count down to our thumbs up or thumbs down. Eric, say something.
Okay.
Vamp for
it was
20
solid.
seconds.
I liked Nebula. She was standing out for me in this movie.
I also like
her character's gotten so good in the last couple
of
movies.
So good. I also love
her
actor though.
Yeah.
Karen Gillan is so good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she Betty.
Dude,
hey, whoa.
Zoe Saldana, you know.
I mean, 3, 2, 1. Oh,
2
you're
thumbs
giving
up
2?
from me.
I'm giving.
Yeah.
I'll give 2.5.
You get 1.5.
Oh, 1.5. Fuck. All right, everybody. That is 3, 4, 5, 5.5 thumbs up. Wait, 4.5 thumbs up. 4.5 thumbs up.
Yeah.
We got it. You throwing all these numbers out really screwed me up. So 4.5 thumbs up for Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. And what you can do is you could take your thumbs and you can I Love Groot those thumbs all over the subscribe button and the notification bell. You know what to do. Come on. You know what to do. Just subscribe.
Do it.
Just do it. This is the call to action that they tell me to do so that everybody will subscribe. So I need you to just subscribe. And then I need you to click that button in the top right-hand corner so that you can get our spoiler-full
First time in
thoughts.
studio.
Yeah. And we love you guys. Bye.
Bye.
See ya.
All right. Let me do that. Now we know that we're spoiling. Okay. Let's start from the top. Adam Warlock is who you were talking about in the spoiler
for sure.
Yeah, that's what I
But
thought.
the actor's so good though.
I think the casting
so
is great,
good.
and I think for what they told his character to be, he did a good job.
I mean, and they spell it out in the movie.
Yeah.
They say he's an idiot. He's a little boy.
Sure.
Yeah.
He's a little boy.
He came out too early. Like he hatched too soon. And I get it. I just think that they're trying
Should be
to
better.
wrap up the story like of the original cast. Why are we adding? And he just comes in and comes out. He just bops in, bops out, and it's just like I just think there's scenes.
Well, he's
where,
secondary villain, right? So like that's why.
Yeah.
It's because the High Evolutionary is the only guy we really care about.
But like they could have, and we're in spoilers. They could have injured Rocket a different way, and they could have had Peter Quill saved. With a different way, I feel. And then if you take away those two things, he doesn't really do anything.
But like
I don't know.
But I liked it though.
I just think I would rather have spent more time on the core Guardians since like we don't know what they're doing going forward than to like talk about a new character.
But they didn't even really talk about him.
No, he wasn't in. Like that's my thing though. Like he was in. He probably had what 10 minutes.
Oh my god.
Yeah. What's up?
I just
Eric?
realized who his mom was. Warlock's mom. She's from fucking Tenet.
Yeah.
I was like, the whole time, I was like, who is she, dude? And why do I feel like she's being oppressed?
Yeah, why do I feel like she's being oppressed? Why is she being oppressed going backwards in time?
But I feel like that, like, society too, like, and it makes, like, I don't know, like, I just don't like the way they were portrayed either as a whole. Like, I don't know what they're called, Adam Warlock's people.
They're,
the gold people?
Yeah. Hold on, we're finding it.
Because now when I look back at them, they're kind of useless. And I'm like, oh.
Well, they're just
the
another...
Sovereign?
Yeah. They're just another people that were made by him. The reason that the Sovereign were even introduced, though, is for Adam Warlock and then the High Evolutionary.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But, like, what more could they have done?
I don't know. They were whack.
When did he first appear again?
Adam Warlock, this is his first movie that he's in.
Yeah.
But you see his pod that he was growing in at the end of
Guardians 2, yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Because I think she says it. She's like, Adam Warlock, and then it's just like the golden cocoon or whatever.
Yeah. Because they're like, because he's like known as like the perfect whatever. So like she even says like, oh, you know, my perfect this, that, and the other.
In Marvel Comics, though, he is a Superman parallel.
Yeah.
Like that's the whole point of him being around is like Superman.
Yeah.
So cinematography, we didn't talk about it. This movie looks so cool, man.
Oh yeah, the space
cool.
floating scene is like super clean. Like
the one shot hallway fight scene.
It's top tier. It's top tier.
It was so good.
When I was
that
watching,
alone, I was like, this is top tier Marvel movie, hands down.
So when I watched that scene, I was like, oh, this movie's good. Like, you're watching it. It feels like a Guardians movie. You're watching, you're vibing. They do that just it was like the church scene in Kingsman.
Yeah.
Like the style they used to shoot that, it was just fantastic.
Super
like it was
fluid.
Yeah.
The cuts were super well hidden.
Yeah, it was, and then too, like it utilizes their teamwork too, like which I think makes like that. Hey, that's the Guardians. They're a team. I think that was the best part of it. Yeah, I mean overall, like the good is great.
But what is bad though?
So I don't personally think it's bad. I know a lot of people had issues with all the flashback scenes because it was too heavy, people said, and then like the animal cruelty, and so like a lot of people are rating it bad because of that. Like online, it's like a big like, and people are like, well, they should have just showed that first or showed that in the middle, and I'm like, I don't think I would want to see 30 minutes straight of that. I think the flash in and out was the better way of doing it.
Is good.
I think you needed that levity, but some people were like, "Oh no, I wanted like, I guess too, like because you would go into like super dark, you know, Rocket being abused to like, oh, you know, they're just joking around. It's Guardians, and like so some people didn't like the way it was kind of like tonally going in and out.
I think those people though aren't looking at it as they're joking as a trauma response.
Yeah.
Like this is how these people cope is to joke and like try to bring levity to a shitty situation, right?
Yeah.
So I think to discount that and be like, I didn't like this, then you're missing the whole point.
Yeah.
This is a screwed up family who is trying to joke to get past the fact that this dude's gonna die. Like someone that they love is gonna die. You know? I think that's a terrible
way
and
to
look at
I
it.
liked it, and I like obviously it's sad, but I don't like when people are just like, oh, I can't watch this, like this movie's bad now because I don't like the way they depicted that. But like that's the point. They depicted it like that for you to be like, hey, this is sad, this is terrible.
They wanted you to feel that way.
Yeah.
And it's a parallel to like animal testing and animal cruelty. So like you can't get a message across by tiptoeing around it. You have to attack it.
Yeah. It cannot be all gaffs, you know. You have to have some darkness,
bro,
so that you know how high the gaffs are.
If it's all gaffs, then you're stuck with the first Avengers movie.
But like,
and it's like, come on, we're past that. Let's grow up just a little bit.
Also, too, like with Rocket, like this gives us the like closure and for him to go forward his character, because the whole time Rocket's always just like people don't really know like where he's from. It's like, you know, we don't know what happened to him. Like he has a dark past. They had to kind of get it out there. Like, would you? It's like happen now, or do you want to wait till Guardians 4, Guardians 5 to do this? Like, no, now is a perfect time, and you it's like we're also experiencing it the same time the other cast is experiencing it, which I think is cool because they're just like, he never said anything. Why didn't he say anything about this?
Yeah.
So I thought that was really cool about it. And now if you did it in Guardians 4 where it's new cast, it's like, oh, it doesn't hit the same. Like, I thought it was a good choice. And I get it's like sad and like it's like they're like Rocket's like skull is like visible. Like it's
dude, that was crazy.
Yeah.
But like, I mean, so I don't know if James has been reading while he's been talking.
I've been like looking at some of them.
Eric, some of these people on Metacritic are not happy with this movie.
Bro.
Somebody said, and I thought Thor: Love and Thunder was bad. Someone else said, awful. I go to the movies not to be subjected to this kind of emotional trauma. Animal torture is crossing the line.
Mm-hmm.
So if he was a normal human being, you'd been fine with him being tortured.
But yeah, like, and that's
so
my
weird.
thing. Like, you can't like so they give him a 0. Like,
yeah, I don't know how you could ever give this movie a 0.
like if you legitimately didn't like the movie because you're like, hey, I didn't like the story they told, I didn't like the tonal shifts, sure, whatever. You're like, I don't like the way they abused animals, so like it's the rest of the movie is terrible.
Yeah, but they're talking about it like they actually abused animals.
Yeah.
It's like for good, but
fake.
also too, it's not like they did it as a good. Like we seen it was bad.
Yeah. I mean, and I'm glad you said that because it touches on, I think, one of the best parts about this movie. This villain is unredeemable.
Yeah.
This is no
He's unhinged.
Killmonger. He's not in the right. He's not even close to being in the right.
Mm-hmm.
He is just a madman who wants to control everything. And so it's like, this is a villain. This is a villainy villain down to his core. He's a bad dude.
I mean, the craziest thing is when he's just like, he's like, I don't want to like conquer the galaxy. I want to perfect it. Like he is so unhinged that, and he says too, like the line, he's like more or less. God's doing nothing, so I'm doing it for him.
No, the line
Dude, when he
is,
said
because
that.
I saw it today. So the line is, she said something like, oh God, no, or something like that. Or she like invoked the name of God. And he said, God doesn't exist. That's why I'm doing this, because someone has to.
Yeah.
And so he's essentially like saying, there is no God.
Yeah.
I am the new God.
But
and
that
it's
was
like, ooh,
that
no,
line
no, no,
is
no, no, no.
wild though.
It's
like
so
it
good.
was hype. Like, and it. I mean, some people feel like that in real life. So like,
I mean, yeah.
it's crazy.
I mean, props to Chuck Woody.
Chuck. Yeah, I was gonna look up how to say his name.
I liked his character. I think they in like the third act they gave him less to do, but like I mean he was kind of just screaming a lot. But overall, I thought he was a good villain.
How do you say this guy?
Chukudi Iwuji.
Chukudi Iwuji is his name.
Okay.
On his Wikipedia, there's like a little listen thing. So the audience also heard that because I'm just streaming straight from the desktop. But I think the reason he doesn't have anything to do in the third act is because all of his acting is done in flashbacks, which is fantastic. Though his decline into just absolute madness is so. This dude acts the hell out of this role. I'm gonna say it. I kind of almost wish he was what's his name? Put Jonathan Majors in this role.
Oh, gotcha.
Let
Let him be king.
Yeah, let him be king.
Yeah.
This acting right here is perfect Marvel big bad.
So like, especially like aesthetically, they look similar. Like, especially he's wearing
That's
like
racist.
purple a lot. I said aesthetically.
Go on, dig the hole.
I was
dig
talking
the
about
hole.
their outfit. Literally.
They're fit.
Yeah.
Okay.
They are both fit though.
Yeah. Like if you were just like, hey, he's now king, I'm gonna be like, all right.
Hey, I'm cool with it.
You want to know what's funny though?
What?
That same sentiment is why Rhodey's character got changed.
Yeah.
Is because that one Marvel exec was like, no one will tell.
Yeah.
No one can tell.
Yeah. No one's gonna pay attention, and it's
You
gonna
know
be
it's gonna
done.
pay
Terrible.
attention. But like, I mean, it's crazy to me that we will never get any more of this High Evolutionary. Like, it kind of sucks.
Maybe.
He's dead.
Allegedly, dude. If you don't see
Not
it on
allegedly.
screen, dude. if you don't see it on screen, but I also think he's dead.
Bro, his face is off, dude.
But his face was
He
off
did
whole
face
movie.
off,
His
dude.
face was off whole
Yeah.
movie.
I love that. I'm so glad that like literally a piece of his mask came off because I was like, I just want to pull it over the tab. There was nothing holding that thing down. It was
No.
just over
The
the,
whole
tab.
movie, I was like, what did he do to the back of his head?
Yeah, I couldn't figure out why
Yeah.
he would want to
Yeah,
stretch
I was
his
wondering.
skin.
Yeah.
So weird.
But then it's funny though too because like he's like clawing at his face in the scene in the flashback, but it doesn't show you how like deep he cuts, even though he's going at him.
You see chunks flying
Yeah.
though,
But I feel like
there's particulate in the air.
I had to look back at it, but I felt like when I looked at it, I was like, oh man, that should be worse. Like as the scene ended,
Yeah.
And then when they finally show it, what actually happened, like also too because we're seeing like through young Rocket's perspective too.
Yeah.
But then you finally see the way it is, and you're just like, oh, that face is jacked.
He goes
Yeah.
in, dude.
He's like Two-Faced, the bad side only.
But honestly, that kind of helps this movie too, though, because it's like, man, James Gunn don't give a shit. He coming out here
Bro,
scarring motherfuckers, dude.
As soon as like the first fight where fucking Nebula, her block was getting like literally
Yeah.
like hanging off.
Yeah.
I was like, bro,
Dude.
I love this like brutality in this movie.
So when Adam Warlock broke her jaw, I was like, what the fuck
Yeah.
is happening
The
right now?
my whole audience was like,
The like body contortion stuff they had her character like do is crazy. But yeah, and then she just kept like cracking it back in place or whatever. It was
I was
wild.
like, holy
It was
fuck.
dope. Oh yeah, you see, yeah.
Yeah.
Another
go ahead.
good gross moment was when Groot, like in that hallway scene where Groot like literally like goes inside of a man and then like stretches him out from the inside.
It was one of the animals. It was one of the animal attack guards. Yeah. He put it in him and then grew himself into
I
it.
was
Yeah,
like,
that was
what the
sick.
Fuck?
I like too the designs they're doing with Groot. Like it's just so different. Like in every movie, he's just so different.
I like that he has like the King Groot
Yeah.
crown at the end of this movie.
So yeah, Tara Strong's the one that takes over. She's like a famous voice actor.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think the Groot looks dope. Even in the end credit where they really change him up again. And like I know a lot of people are just like, but the other Groot didn't look like this, and it's just like, well, there's a reason for it.
Yeah, he's a new Groot though. He was
Yeah.
spawned off of the old Groot.
Well, and I don't know if it's like canon, but people are saying it's like also too like they get energy from other people, and he was around two Celestials, so like that also could be why he's doing
Oh.
that because Mantis and Quill.
Yeah.
And then plus like everyone around him is like Dave Bautista buff. Like all these people are like.
I mean, we see Dave Bautista go hand to hand with Adam Warlock, which is so rad. I was like, finally, this dude looks strong.
If Dave Bautista had an actual like superpower, he'd be unstoppable.
Unstoppable, yeah.
Like he's just brute
That's
force.
just him, right? That's just
Yeah.
his species.
That's
Yeah.
just him, hanging out.
In comics, he has like other powers though, but like in this, he's just a brute force dude.
Yeah.
God, he's so funny too, man.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, this one was heart wrenching though. Like when he's waving bye to Mantis and he's crying.
Yeah.
That was the second time this movie got me. The first time it was
Yeah.
when Rocket was dying, and she was like, "Yeah, you can come with us." A tear went Denzel tear right
Yeah.
down the side of my face.
This movie's sad.
It is so sad, but it's so good though. Like the fact that the last Marvel movie we saw was Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumanium.
Yeah.
It doesn't even feel like they should have been in the same league.
No, this
No.
movie's like significantly better.
It's crazy.
But like I think it's interesting too. Like I love how James Gunn just like debates people because
Hard.
the first scene when he's just drunk and is like in the trailer they have him carrying him and
Bro,
you think like he's dying.
Yeah. I was like, why are they showing us in the trailer?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
He
it's
fucking
really,
got my ass.
it's really funny about that too. Apparently, they made a lifelike model of Chris Pratt that was
Bro,
only
I
35
saw that
pounds.
shit.
That's awesome.
And
Yeah.
like Karen Gillian is actually carrying that like fake
Yeah.
body
That thing,
in
yeah.
the
Did
thing.
you see too? They have like was it 6,000 versions or whatever to fit the
So-
screen specifically.
So yeah, I was just reading that down here. So it
Of what?
says, hold on, I'm gonna find it. So in the release section on Wikipedia, it says Disney released over 600
600.
unique versions of the film to theaters, including a version with variable aspect ratios. 45 minutes of the film will be presented in a flat 1.85 to 1 aspect ratio, while the rest of the film is in the 2.39 to 1 letterboxed aspect ratio. But like, I don't know why they did that.
I think they said it's like it makes it like better viewing for like no matter where you're at. I think people were saying. So like no matter what you're getting, so no matter what theater you're in, what type of screen you're seeing, you're like seeing like the full.
Like what type of TV? I guess
all of it. You're seeing like all of the movie.
Yeah, but I had to look more into it. I had just seen something about that.
So when they say letterbox, they mean like the top and the bottom being black bars.
And I saw it in 3D, like because that's the time I had.
You saw it in 3D.
Honestly though, still clean.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
I would have hated it because I can't do 3D. I got bad
see, like
depth perception.
Yeah, like I don't have that issue. Like, but it's like, did I want to wait?
At it.
Yeah, did
Weird
I?
Flex.
Yeah, great vision. What do you want to do about it? Get LASIK.
I could never.
No, dude, like if you have dry eyes, they say like you could end up like messing your eyes up worse.
Yeah, I don't fuck with that.
It's not worth it. People say it's like then when you blink, it feels like sandpaper. If they like.
What?
Yeah.
Oh, get out of here.
It doesn't happen to a lot of people, but it's like if you're one of the like
I'd be the 1%. I'd be the 1%. I can't.
And like
one of my aunts, she got her eyeball like scratched and she couldn't see.
God bless.
That is some Rocket Raccoon getting tortured type shit. I can't do that. Is this the first Marvel fuck?
It is, yeah. I'm pretty sure.
Oh, hell yeah.
It's a good one, too.
It's a good one, too. It's so, like, simple, too.
Open the fucking door.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
I did not expect it, dude. I was surprised.
That happened, and I looked at every little kid in the theater to see if they were like,
I had read that they were going to use the F-bomb, so, like, that's why I was like, okay, where is it, though?
Every PG-13 movie gets one.
Yeah.
You gotta use it.
I just love, though, how, like, they were in the 70s, though, like, the New Earth. Like,
yeah,
it was so funny to me. And then I thought it was so great because like it's just so true. Like
this is PG.
How people are like, oh, like this is perfect area and stuff. It's like I don't care where you're at. I don't care how affluent you are. You're gonna find meth heads shoveling meth.
Throwing meth. Two dudes boxing outside of a liquor store.
Big pissed when he was like, "Your Earth was terrible." That's what amazing. When he's like, "Bro, you got a elephant."
An octopus dealing meth to children out there.
Yeah, it was so funny.
Or dealing crack or something like that. Yeah. Wild.
And he's like, "You're right. I'm blowing the shit up."
Yeah, that was my favorite part. Yeah, you're right. That's why I'm killing everybody.
So I had was reading here and stuff about it, like stuff about him going mad or whatever, and like trying to reproduce like Rocket's just so smart. And he was trying to reproduce Rocket's like intelligence into like all his other characters, but never do it again. And that like caused him to go insane or whatever.
Homie was insane before that.
Yeah, but I also thought so. As he's going insane, I'm like, oh, this is why that head thing's on him because
his brain is too big.
Yeah, something's going on here.
Nah, he got mauled by a ravenous raccoon, dude.
Yeah. I thought the character was like it was kind of crazy though. Like I like seeing the one character actually be just like a terrible person. The one scientist that they got to get the data off of him.
Oh,
so like
that guy.
Because he's like kind of comedic, and you're kind of like, yeah, he's a bad guy, but he's just a henchman. And then you see when he's like abusing like the animals, you're like, oh, you're a scumbag.
Bro,
you deserve
when
to
he
be
did that,
yeah.
I was like, oh.
tear his ass up.
But I think it's a cool thing to see because like when we see these sidekick villains and stuff, it's like, oh, they're just doing their job for the most part, you know? But then it's just like, oh no, like it's like a behind the scenes thing where this guy is also terrible.
This guy is actually a piece
he
of
deserves
shit.
to be just like used as a crash pad.
But also like they do a little bit of like oh, these bad guys are good people though.
Yeah.
You know, at the very end when they're like, we're staging a mutiny against a guy with telekinetic abilities.
Yeah.
This is gonna go over well.
I mean, they try to do it too, like with the people in the prison. Or I guess what is it? It's not a prison, wherever they were.
They weren't really bad guys though.
I mean, old boy shot Drax to kill.
Wait, who are you talking about?
In the little like science place.
In that organic.
Oh,
yeah.
Whatever that was.
Those people are also bad people. If you're shooting to kill, I mean, Drax wasn't killing nobody. He's just hanging out. It's not his fault that y'all let him in.
So I thought that scene was kind of weird though, where I
didn't care.
It was
for
like the falsehood of like dying for no reason.
That's what I hated
It didn't
about
pay
it.
off. Like they didn't even come back to it.
Honestly, the fact that I'm sorry, I almost yelled this in a house full of people who haven't seen it. The fact that none of the Guardians died ridiculous. That is fucking ridiculous.
That would have been the cherry on top, honestly.
Dude, he just baited us, dude. I was like, Drax is dead here. Like, he gets shot once. I'm like, oh, he's not doing good. He gets shot again.
And
Like,
he gets
he's
shot
dead.
again?
And then you had Nebula coughing out blood. So, like, I thought they were both dying there. And then in the end,
tell me why I talk quiet to not spoil nothing.
Nah, man.
Fuck that.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. The fact that you didn't go see with them today.
You can go fuck yourself. I asked. I said, Mikey, would you like to go to the movies with me? No, don't worry. I'll stay home. Motherfucker, I'm not worried
Why
about
do you say
it.
don't worry?
And that's what I said. I was like, bro, I'm inviting you so that you can come with me. He's like, no, I want to stay home. Okay, Daniela, would
He's
you
lying.
would
Yeah.
you like to come see this movie with me? And she went, no, I want to stay home. Okay. And then I looked at Alex and I said,
She was telling the truth.
I looked at Alex and I was like, I fucking asked them.
Yeah.
Don't pull no shit with me that I didn't fucking ask him.
So then
'Cause
why
I
are you worried about
asked.
spoiling it? They don't want to see it.
No, but Alex is interested. I don't want
I
Salem
mean,
to
she don't
have
like
a spoil.
Marvel, dude.
Yeah.
Come on.
No, she watched all of them. She watched all of them in chronological order. She gotta like it a little bit.
But I just think, like, overall, like, those scenes and in the end with Nebula where it's just like, she should have just stayed there and died. Like,
I think they should have either killed Rocket or they should have killed Drax.
Drax 100% should have died. Rocket, just as we see how it unfolds, that was never going to happen because, like,
No.
he's the future.
Well, yeah, I mean, I came into the movie though going like, oh, they should just kill. They're gonna kill Rocket.
It's
They're
also
for sure
not
gonna
as,
kill Rocket.
It's not
Like,
as finite as I expected.
No, it's way more open than I
Yeah.
thought it was gonna be.
And I think too, like, there's certain things where I think, like, because Peter Quill thing's kind of weird to me too. Like Star-Lord, I think they put him back at Earth because they need him at Earth for some future project.
Yeah, I think it's a matter of he's the only. I mean, they said it at the very end, right?
Yeah.
At the end, they say only that legendary Star-Lord will return. That means
Yep.
none of the other Guardians are going to be in any of the other movies.
And that's like the name of one of the comics, so like he might have a solo like movie coming.
Get that shit out of my face.
I'm just saying.
I honestly
know,
I wish they would have killed him off, to be honest. But like
Dude,
people
that-
like Chris Pratt, I'm assuming, so
like-
they're
but
not
the
going to
fact
do
that
it.
they debated us with that one too.
But does it
He
make,
was dead.
Yeah.
He was dead out there.
does it make sense for his character when it's like, okay, his whole thing is like, oh, his family's the family he chose. Like, right? That's his whole arc. And then now it's like, oh, but now I'm going back home to the family I had the whole time.
For closure.
It's weird though.
But I don't think it's weird,
For
right?
closure.
Because I don't think it's weird because I mean the whole movie is about always running away.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
like, it's one of those people grow and they learn as time goes by, right? And while, I chose these people, the reason that they had to do that is because he was abducted.
Yeah.
He was about to be sold into fucking child slavery basically, or eaten by a planet or whatever. So it was all and they kind of do that where it's like, "Oh, you're my dad. Oh my god, like this is my family." And so that's why they had to do the whole, "Oh, well no, this is the family you chose and this is more of a real family." But like then his real family, or the family that he chose and his real family was like, "Bro, you still have a tie to somebody. You
Yeah.
might as well go explore that."
'Cause,
like I can understand it.
But like my thing is like he was on Earth. Like he could have gone and seen
When?
it. So
You mean when he was fighting a titan,
yeah, and then they
a
just
literal god? You
And-
think he's gonna be like, "Grandpa"?
All right, time to go back there.
and then him and Thor are like, oh yeah, let's go find my girlfriend that died and
Oh,
came
yeah.
back. Let's
Yeah,
let's
right.
go get there, eh? But yeah, I don't know. I just think it's like they wanted him on Earth for the next movie or series.
But I don't even.
real-
Go ahead, Eric. Go.
I was say real quick. I don't know. You're talking more about Chris Pratt, but I was gonna say I want to talk about Gamora's character, but you can talk
No,
about what
no,
you're
no,
about
I
to
mean-
say.
Get
Well-
into that though, because I have something to say.
Well, hold
about
on.
that.
Let's wrap up the bow on
Yeah.
Chris Pratt's character.
Yeah.
I'm sick and fucking tired of Chris Pratt. So I hope they don't use him in anything for a while, so that when he comes back, it's like, oh, cool, Chris Pratt is
It's
here.
fresh.
He's gonna bring some levity to the
I
situation.
mean, I did like him in the movie, but like all his other movies stink.
I didn't really care for him one way or the other.
Yeah.
not that I hated him. It's just I was more interested. I was more invested in the other characters.
Yeah.
And he was just kind of like, oh yeah,
Dude, it was Rocket's story all along.
It was all Rocket basically, which I'll take.
Rocket and Drax.
Yeah.
Drax had a great story.
Even kind of Mantis.
I liked Mantis. I thought Mantis was great.
I just think she was the worst written character in the movie.
I think, yes. But, like, my thing is when everyone else is an A, being a B+ is okay.
That's
You know?
That's true. All right, Eric. What about Gamora?
Am I missing it, or like when's the last time we saw her in a movie?
At the end of Endgame, when she went
Age of Water.
Yeah.
You're
Way of
right,
Water actually is what it's called.
Okay, that's what I thought. So they didn't like explain her coming back, I guess, in another movie.
No. They explained her coming back.
Yeah, Eric, it's a whole thing.
It's a whole thing in Endgame.
Yeah, they talk about it throughout the movie as well in Guardians of the Galaxy
It's just
3.
been a while, I guess.
No, but he's saying we didn't see it happen, but we absolutely saw it happen.
Yeah.
Okay.
In the very last fight scene of Endgame, he runs up to Gamora and he's like, "Oh my God, Gamora, you're back from the dead or whatever," and that's when she knees him in the nuts, and he's like, "Oh,"
okay.
and then she hits
I
him
remember
again,
now.
and he's like, "Oh, you got him both that second time,"
And then
such a good joke.
And then Gamora says, like looks at Nebula. Nebula's like, and then Gamora's like, "Oh, is the one?"
Yeah.
And then she's like, "Yeah, but it was like between that and like a tree."
A tree, yeah. But no, they talked about it in Endgame, and they like lightly touched on it or whatever. And then at the end of Endgame, you just kind of see her like look longingly and then walk away. But they didn't explain that she was a Ravager or anything like that.
Yeah.
That's all new.
So
news.
also too, so there's rumors that they're gonna have Gamora and Nebula gonna have a show or a movie or something together.
Bro, why are these motherfuckers always trying to make shows, dude?
Stop oversaturating the market.
But my issue with the Ravager stuff is it's like even in the end where it's just like, oh, like this is her new family. I was like, there's no setup for it.
Yeah,
it's like,
I didn't like that either. That was kind of whack.
Because there's a scene where he's just like, you're not a Ravager, I'm a Ravager. Like you don't even know anything about it, and then it's just like
you're not about that life.
Yeah. And then now in the course of like I don't know how far this time is or whatever, but it's just like so I guess in a sense is in her character was always going to go a different way from Thanos, but in this universe now she's gone to the Ravagers. In our timeline she went through with the Guardians.
Yeah.
So she was always going to split off, and that is her family. But it's just like there was no setup. Like in the end when they like embrace her like she's actually family, it's like
huh.
It's like, oh, they didn't give me that vibe, and they didn't give me any hints that was like. It's like, yeah, it was a surprise, yeah, because you didn't give me anything.
Yeah, there was no build up.
Yeah.
But like, how would they explain her doing anything else? I guess. And how you gonna get sliced alone in the bitch?
A 55 Marvel special.
Yeah.
But like, I don't know, man. I feel like in this movie, and you know, We Are the Water, it's just like. Man, Zoe Saldana is just not doing it for me right now.
What?
They're not doing. I don't know, man.
I liked her mean in this one
dude.
though. I liked her that her and Nebula kind of switched places. You know.
Yeah, I can see that. That was interesting too, actually.
I mean, she says it as much too. She's like, "You're looking for this other bitch. It ain't me."
Yeah,
no way.
And it's in the trailer, which kind of sucks when she's like, it sounds like
It
you're talking about
still
her.
hits,
But
Yeah.
yeah, it's still funny. But like the first time I heard that in the trailer, I was like, oh, that's good.
And, I mean, the joke hits this time too, though. When he like looks at her again, and he's like, "Oh man, you really do got nice eyes."
Yeah.
I'm like, "This shit's hilarious."
Yeah, my father tortured me.
Yeah,
I took them out.
I mean, he got good ones.
Yeah,
he
he
put
picked a good pair.
He put the right ones in.
Yeah.
How do you guys feel about Groot saying "I love you guys"?
I feel like he doesn't
he said,
actually.
"I'm Groot, dude."
Yeah,
he
that's
didn't.
how I looked at it.
Oh, so you're saying like we heard what they hear?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, he's done it before when he says "We are Groot" at the end of one, but
No, I don't. But like, we're still not hearing what they hear.
yeah,
I think he legit knows how to say "we." He just does it
Yeah.
because he's like, "But I am Groot."
yeah.
You know?
But like that's the only time in franchise he says anything other than "I am Groot." But I took it as we're hearing him say, because like right before that you have Gamora be like hear what he says, like she knows what he says.
Yeah. She's like,
Yeah.
"Huh, I understood that."
Yeah.
I mean, I figured that, or I was hoping that at the end we would like hear what he says or whatever. I just didn't put two and two together. Like I was literally like, "Oh man, I wish we could
dude.
hear what he says,"
Yeah.
and then that happens. I'm like, Oh, he just learned English, I guess. That's cool. Whatever.
Yeah.
No, there's a dude in like next to me. He's like, I think because we spent so much time with the character Groot that we understand him, just like Gamora just did, just in that scene prior.
Yeah.
And so
you
now we
punched
understand him fully.
And you punched him in the nose, and you took his lunch money, right?
I was like, touch grass, dude.
Yeah, no shit.
Don't
It's
get me
a
wrong.
movie, you fucking nerd.
I thought it instantly, but I didn't like. I mean, there was no one next to me. I didn't go like look back 2 rows. Hey, we hearing what he's saying? We know him,
You heard this motherfucker, right? We know him.
right?
It's my
We
boy.
Dude, it would have been awesome if James Gunn did. In certain theaters, his last word was just "I am Groot," and only some people got it.
That would be
Oh,
wild.
shit.
Talk about a
Yeah.
fucking bait. That's a
Dude.
bait and
Limited
switch.
edition.
Yeah.
Hey,
Damn.
Michael Rooker though.
You
I
mean
love
that,
seeing him.
You mean that archival footage from the second movie? I'm pretty
Nah,
sure.
come on.
I guarantee that man was not in the movie.
Dude, he ain't doing shit else. He was there.
Michael Rooker briefly reprises his role as Yondu in a flashback cameo, while Lloyd Kaufman and Pete Davidson cameo as the voices of Griddle Mop and Flecktick, respectively. Creations of the high level. So that means Pete Davidson was either the pig guy or the chicken guy.
Oh.
Yeah.
Huh. That's interesting.
I thought he was more of a hawk.
Bird ass.
We're splitting fucking hairs at this point. He's more
A
machine.
chicken's a bitch made though, but
That's not true. Have you ever heard of cockfighting, Eric?
Eric, you don't know what a chicken would look like when they became 6 foot tall on their limbs.
You're right.
When they
Hey, fair enough.
and he's
You're
more
right.
machine than man, anyways.
Dude.
He's got more machine parts than feathers.
Dude, we were 5 movies in, and we were still trying to say, like, is Rocket a badger, a raccoon, or some other vermin?
yeah.
How'd you guys feel about that? Being like, oh, they're raccoons
The
from
ongoing
Earth.
joke.
You mean that they confirmed this dude whose name is Rocket Raccoon is a raccoon? I didn't care.
Like, it was one of those things
Yeah.
where I was like, oh, it's cool, because then he's like, I'm James Bond.
Yeah, I'm Rocket Raccoon. That does not make it any cooler.
It was funny to me, though. I was
It
just
was-
like, bro, you're a raccoon. We knew it all along.
Yeah, I almost wish that it was like Africanized honey badger. And then it would
Yeah.
have been like, oh, wow, he's right. He's not a
Yeah.
raccoon. But no, he's just a raccoon.
So, like, I also, like, I wish, like, 'cause you guys assumed those characters were going to die the whole time, right? His friends?
Yeah, oh yeah, I knew they weren't going to
Yeah,
live.
I do.
I just wish there was some, like, because it's like, oh man, this is going down a dark path. I wish at least some point, I'd rather one of them been a mole. Like, I was just like change it up, because it's like, I just knew it was going to happen.
The walrus was working with the
Yeah.
high evolutionary the
If it
whole
was
time.
anybody, it would have been the
fuck.
walrus. It would
That
have been.
walrus was
I
sussy as
agree.
hell, for sure.
Yeah, in his wheelchair.
That makes him suspect, just the wheelchair.
Dude, yeah.
Nobody rolling around on them wheels isn't a suspect.
I think because he reminds me of the villain from Monsters, Inc. I don't know why. Like,
Oh my god.
Oh
The
yeah.
rabbit was closer to the villains from Monsters, Inc. though.
yeah. I mean, it was some real Toy Story
It's because you
vibes.
mixed the two.
Yeah. I mean,
My brain definitely did combine those.
seeing that body horror though to me was worse than seeing Rocket. Like at least Rocket is
I
still
agree.
mostly raccoon.
Yeah, he had some metal pieces
On his
like
chest and
yeah,
shit.
chest and back. I mean, the rabbit had legs and a muzzle.
Yeah, like an all
AI
mechanical
voice.
mouth.
Yeah.
Yeah. Some bumblebee shit.
Lila had those weird arms.
Yeah, she had clampy arms.
Yeah.
That shit was fucked up. I'm here for it though. Give me more of that.
I mean, my thing is, I'd rather them go that far with it, because if not, it would have been boring. Like,
Yeah, if they all look normal-ish.
yeah, because
Yeah.
like you feel for them because they are like so tortured. Like,
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah.
and then because you felt for them so much, when you get to the end and you see the other ones, even though they're not tortured, you realize like what they were doing to animals, and it makes you feel for them. Because they even do it, the Guardians do it. They're like, oh, only higher life form. Like, no one cares about these animals.
I mean, no, Rocket said that.
Oh, what, Rocket's when I said higher life forms?
Yeah.
Only? Oh, okay. But like, even then, when there's a realization, like, bro, what are we doing? Like, you know, everyone deserves a chance. Even
Thanks for the follow. Buzzing Victo. I think that's on Twitch.
Shut
Go
up.
ahead.
Shut up to buzzing Victor.
Yeah, shout out.
But like that,
Okay,
that
okay,
was
okay.
kind of cool though, because like you see, like, oh, okay, yeah, like everybody matters, everything matters. But yeah, I mean, Rocket, his like, it's my thing is like there. I don't know if like the flashbacks kind of like took away from like, cause I thought the flashbacks were really good, but I didn't really, cause like I mean he's just on a table half the movie. Like his regular scenes, he ain't doing nothing.
Yeah, but like, I don't know. Like, would the movie have been too much if he was like having PTSD flashbacks and also like doing stuff?
I mean, that would have been an interesting way to like go about
Bro,
it.
that would have been
He
some
was like-
anti-war shit though.
Yeah.
If that would have happened.
Every time he got hit, a flashback.
Yeah. Anytime he got shocked.
I mean, when he sees old boy, he's like traumatized. Like,
But he leaps right into action though. It's
Yeah.
not like his fight or flight was definitely fight.
Yeah.
He was not hanging out waiting for it all to
that's
go
because he
down,
read
you know?
the raccoon, dude. If he didn't read that raccoon,
He's like, man, I know I'm a fucking hitter, bro.
Yeah.
He went in for it. I don't know.
I mean, he was testing those boots, man.
He really was.
The opening scene, he's like, I'm testing these boots.
Yeah, but he's still having a mental breakdown though, even when
Yeah.
he's testing the boots, which is kind of crazy. Like when he's singing "Creep" or whatever, I was like, "Damn, bro, you're really hurting me over
he
here."
was
Rocket."
hurt, dude. He was hurt.
He's in his feels.
For real. And then old drunkard wants to fight him and shit over it.
Yeah.
Fuck Peter Quill, dude. He ain't shit. He never gonna be shit.
Dude, like, my thing is, I understand, like, okay, you're heartbroken, but, like, once she came back, it's like, okay, at least she's not dead, bro. Give it some time.
Yeah.
Like, and he can't, like, fathom, like, he knows what's going on, but his brain is not allowing him to
He's
understand.
kind of relentless about it.
Like, he's so stupid.
Peter Quill?
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, he got abducted with a 6th grade education or whatever.
Yeah, I mean, he couldn't drive a car, like...
I mean, yeah. That was really funny,
That
though.
was-
I like that bit.
I like the whole like scene where they're in the little like New Earth stuff. I thought it was hilarious.
Yeah, they didn't spend a ton of time there, though.
A lot less than I anticipated.
Yeah, I mean, it was a big part of that second trailer.
They
or
literally
whatever.
killed off a whole like they
a whole
everything
planet. Yeah,
they set up all these animals in the first act just to kill them off in the second act.
yeah. We
Damn.
spent so much time with those bats, only
Yeah.
for them to get wiped off the face of the earth and shit.
Yeah. Those big monsters that Mantis had were crazy. Where she's like, "Oh, they eat batteries."
You know where we saw those, right?
No, I don't remember.
With the first one, ain't it?
No, that's who they're fighting at the beginning of the second Guardians.
You're right.
Oh yeah,
because
yeah,
it's
yeah.
trying to eat a star that if it eats the star, a whole planet's gonna die.
That makes sense. Oh God, yeah.
Yeah,
And
right.
Little Groot's dancing.
But that's
Yeah,
another
exactly.
movie where I was like expecting that to be the movie, and it was just the opening scene, so I forgot about it.
Dude, they do so well. I forgot about it too until she said it eats batteries, and I was like, I think we've seen this before somewhere. Where have we
Yeah.
seen this?
I
I
like
thought
the-
it was cool that she saved them too, though.
Yeah, I thought that was interesting. I like how the people turned on him when they're like, "All right, bro, you're too far. I'm pulling out the gat."
Did you like that? I almost wish that they were like stormtroopers, where they were like, "We die for the squad. It's ride or die in this bitch. It's all or nothing."
It didn't matter though because he used his
yeah.
king powers and that was it.
He used his Kang knockoff powers.
Dude, just say he's a king and we're good.
Nah, we can't. He's dead, bro. That thing blew up. He ain't coming back from that.
If he survived his
quote-unquote
face
dead.
and him, no, dude, he just force blast like the force blast and he was good.
He made a bubble around
Yeah.
himself and he's floating or whatever. What else? What else do we got, boys? What else about this movie?
You know, I think we liked it.
That's the problem, is that we liked it.
Yeah. I forgot Vin Diesel was Groot, honestly.
Oh yeah, he got like his voice back in this, so now he's like a grown ass man Groot, which is kind of cool.
It's still kind of crazy that he did the other group voices too, though.
It's not that crazy.
I mean, he says like 3 things, but also
yeah, they just pitch it up and pitch it down.
Mhm.
That's all.
But he also does the Groot in the other languages too, because it's just I am Groot. He did it in like 30 languages.
Cool. He has to learn the same 3 words in 30
I'm just
different
saying.
languages.
Cool.
Then
He
say-
learned
He learns
90 words.
phonetics.
Yeah.
Cool.
I mean, he gets paid a lot for what little he does, so he needs to do all that.
He
But
probably doesn't even. Yeah, I was gonna say it's all the same paycheck. It's not like they're paying him anymore.
no, it's like you got to do these 40 things because you say one word.
Yeah. Good
I mean-
for him though. He needs that paycheck.
Bradley did good with his voice acting, though.
That's the one that gets me every time. I have to keep reminding myself that that's Bradley Cooper because it sounds nothing like him.
No.
He did a young
So
one
good.
too, right? I'm not seeing.
Yeah, it's
anybody
probably
else.
same thing. Pitch up, pitch down. You know?
But that was weird too when he does like the final switch to the regular Rocket voice, like after he like comes out, like when he's like, all right, I'm gonna save the day. It like was so drastic. Like he went from like baby to like, all right, I'm the regular grown Rocket.
No, his voice was still like prepubescent at that point.
Yeah.
No, I feel like there was the one thing where he.
Bro,
was
I
just, like,
just saw this movie 5 hours ago.
No, we gotta cut. We
It's
gotta
fresh
cut
in
it.
his mind,
No,
dude.
no,
dude,
we're not cutting it.
It was too hard for him. He blocked it out. That little
Bro,
thing.
he's wrestling with the fact that he's about to get incinerated, like he saw that old crazy tortoise got incinerated.
Yeah, they did him both.
The TMNT.
Yeah.
Shit.
Oh, dude, I saw that though, and I was like, James Gunn is doing a backdoor pilot for a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movie.
Until he wasn't.
Yeah. Oh wait, Dane DeLiegro did the octopus drug dealer. He is an American actor and former basketball player.
James Gunn's wife being in it, I thought was funny because especially when she got shot. She's the one that like is doing the little like, oh, someone broke into this area. The security guard lady, did they get shot in the leg?
Oh, is that who
bro,
that was?
that shit was funny as hell,
Yeah.
dude.
Because she's also in
Yeah, everybody's mad about her inclusion in the DC universe, so I'm surprised.
she's good in that role though.
Well, look, I'm not mad about it. I'm just letting you know.
Yeah.
So I'm surprised people aren't bitching about that here, because
I think people
the
didn't
internet
realize
loves
it.
the bitch.
So like she had you couldn't see her blonde hair, and you just seen
that's
her face.
why. Yeah, that's why I didn't recognize it.
Yeah, I just. But yeah, I just think people didn't recognize her enough.
Not
If
yet.
yeah. Well, once it comes out, people are like, "Oh yeah, I hated that he put his."
Oh my
wife in it."
god, nepo baby.
I love Nathan Fillion. He's the best.
Dude, it
Yeah.
sucks because he's got that Bruce Campbell syndrome. There's no reason that man isn't a star. That he's not
He
just
should be a
killing
star,
it.
man.
But I think it's so
Sucks.
It's so funny though, like, and I'm surprised more people are mad about it. I haven't heard it yet though, about the being like, I got one of those on my team too, like lines.
Dude, I love that shit. Oh,
It's
Come
funny.
on.
It's so funny though.
both times he drops it, I'm like, dude, this joke is killing right
Yeah.
now. It's so good.
The whole setup though prior to when someone's just like, oh yeah, he's like, I made that up. And he's
No,
like, oh,
he said it. He's like, yeah, I just got this new engine installed. And the guy was like, oh man, that engine is so fast. That's so crazy. I made that up. That's all fake. And I
Yeah.
was like, oh, Nathan Fillion, you're a
Oh,
bad guy.
I didn't hear you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you said something different. Yeah.
No, you did. And then he like brings it
Yeah.
back up
Yeah.
when they're like interrogating them.
He said, yeah, he says in that scene, he goes, yeah, I got one of those too. Everything he does, and then he turns, pisses me off. I'm like, oh no.
And then he's like, I thought you said something else.
Yeah. So good. Oh man.
But yeah, and it's funny too because even about Warlock when she's like, I got one of those too.
Yeah.
But I thought so. Even that scene was good to me though when he incinerates old boy and because he's like, what do you expect? He's like, I showed him.
Yeah. He wanted me to show him what I showed him.
He only knows one speed hard.
Okay, he goes as hard as possible. When he starts talking shit to the High Evolutionary, I'm like, damn, he is a little teenage boy.
Yeah.
Thinking his shit don't stink. Then he gets blasted. So far, though, this is the 6th highest grossing movie of 2023.
It ain't no Mario though.
Well, you got to give it some time. Mario's been
Yeah,
out for
come on.
3 months or whatever. It's been a month.
I mean, Mario put in work though.
Yeah, it's
$1 billion.
the 4th movie post pandemic to make over $500 million in the U.S. box office. Yeah, I got them facts, baby. Okay, we good to move forward? Does anybody else want to talk on anything?
Nah.
Oh, how do we feel about Drax the dad?
He was always a dad.
I cried a little bit.
He was always the daddy. I'm glad. I'm glad that he can be a nurturer now since his family got fucking murdered.
How do you feel about the new Guardians team?
I'm in. The little girl.
Yeah, whatever.
The little girl really, it's going to teeter on how well that actor is or how many times they replace her, but I think I'm in.
I just think the little kid thing is just like, okay, Young Avengers is coming, we get it. Like, not
No
everyone
way.
needs a new kid.
I don't
Every
think,
movie doesn't need every show doesn't need a kid.
I don't think James Gunn is playing
didn't
into
think
the
about
Young
that.
Avengers thing. No way he's playing into it.
That's because he didn't do we're going to look at it. James Gunn didn't do the end credits. The end credits are all done by Kevin Feige.
Oh, I mean, that'd be pretty fucked. That'd be kind of brutal if that was the case. Then I'd be on your side 100%. But no, I don't care. I'm in. She had a cool eye. I'm cool with it. I want to see more Adam Warlock. I think because Will Poulter is so funny.
He's a good actor.
Yeah, like I'm in.
That character, if done right going forward, is gonna be like worth like him being in this movie.
Yeah, absolutely. We just got to see what they do with him.
Yeah.
I mean, and he got yoked. My man is looking fit.
People are still being like, oh, his face is too chubby.
His face is too chubby.
Yeah, dude, people are mad still.
He's got an 8-pack and biceps that don't quit.
I think dude's in great shape. I don't think his face is too chubby. I'm just telling
Me
you.
either. Yeah. That's crazy. That's wild.
But like everyone can't get over the fact that he was in We Are the Millers. Like that's the boy that his balls got bit.
Dude, my first thing is always Bandersnatch. I don't even think.
I think of Maze Runner.
Man,
what's his name? Will Poulter?
Yeah, Will Poulter.
Because in Maze Runner, that's when he like grows up a little more and gets in shape. So like,
is he in shape during that movie?
Mm-hmm. He's in all of them or just the first one?
No, he's in Death Cure.
But like the first one, yeah.
I mean, he's in the first
I'm with
one,
James. I only think of Black Mirror.
No, that was me who said that. He thinks of fucking the Maze Runner.
I mean, I know he's in Black Mirror, but like that Bandersnatch thing, I kind of.
Dude, I played that like 6 times. So
I did like 3-4 of the endings.
Spoiler alert! I seen that man die 6 times.
Yeah, I make some bad decisions. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah. All right, we're gonna move forward then. If nobody's got anything else, this is it. Last final call. Don't fuck this up. Okay, that's it. All right. James, what was your favorite part of Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3?
The hallway battle scene is just too good. It's one of the best things Marvel's ever done. Yeah.
That came through. People were going to be pissed about that. Eric, what was your favorite part of GotG 3?
Dude, that hallway scene just goes too fucking hard, man.
It's so good.
I like the body horror in this. Like, just the brutality, just like the mature. I don't know, like the matureness of it. I don't know if that's the right word.
I was gonna say I like that. This is my favorite part of this movie. Is that this is the closest we'll ever get to a Marvel horror movie. Is this right here? The flashback scenes are a horror short film.
Yeah,
and it is truly horrific. It's terrifying and depressing, and I ate that shit up. It's delicious. James, what was your least favorite part of GotG 3?
I just feel like Warlock should have had more of a like purpose. Like he's kind of just in and out. Like, and I didn't like it because I was like, we probably could have used this 10-15 minutes. Fleshing out like Gamora's like what she's been doing in between or something.
Eric,
someone should have died.
Can't concur.
my least favorite part was the CGI on Drax during some of the camera movements. It was the only CGI that I saw it and I was like, this looks terrible. That man is made of rubber. And I hated it. It happened in the hallway scene and it happened during the fight scene with Adam Warlock. So Adam Warlock is like shooting the bolts like out of his hand or whatever, and he's pushing on him, and it's not really him. There's no way. That CGI was terrible. It was so bad. And the rest of the movie is fantastic. I mean, the backgrounds in this, it's crazy to think that Marvel produced this and Ant-Man and the Wasp. Or Love and Thunder, to be honest with you. Like both those movies look like shit. But like the fact that the CGI was almost perfect but wasn't, I hate that. It's terrible. Cinema Score questions. Would we rent it?
No.
Nah.
Would we buy this movie physically? Yes.
No.
Nah.
What?
Or in a 3-pack, because I don't own any of them.
I'm buying the Steelbook, and I might buy the 3-pack too if it comes in a 3-pack Steelbook. Ooh.
With the soundtracks.
Oh, with the soundtracks. I mean, I'll throw this one
Only
away and keep the first two.
Yeah.
Would you buy this movie digitally?
No.
Nah.
Would you buy this in the $5 bin at Best Buy, Walmart, FYE, or Vudu?
Man, $5 I'll buy this.
Yeah, why not?
This is a good $5 for sure. Would you put this on in the background while people are over?
Yes.
Yep.
I don't.
Oh
think
wait, hold on, wait for the.
There's some horror, yeah.
Yeah, hold on.
I'm still letting it ride.
I wouldn't because the soundtrack isn't good enough. Because I think that first one you could put it on in the background because even if you're just listening to the bops, like the music is just good. So even if you're just listening to music and you hear like pew 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 in the background, it's good, you know. But like this soundtrack just doesn't do it enough to have it in the background.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
And would you watch this movie again?
I would.
I got bang 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 it.
Oh, you're gonna triple bang?
I mean, before the Star-Lord solo movie, I'm going to.
Before
Get
the
outta
legendary
here.
Star-Lord series?
Or
that they're gonna do?
the Nebula Gamora.
They
series.
better not. They're gonna overdo
Or the
it.
new Guardians animated show.
Yeah.
I'm in for that though. Hold on.
Yeah, come on.
I didn't
take
even
that.
watch the like Groot little shorts.
Yeah, I haven't watched any of them either. All right, ratings. Who got them?
I'm gonna give this 9 out of 10. Best movie since fucking No Way Home.
I mean, it's definitely that.
Marvel movie, sure.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, Marvel movie for sure. Because
Marvel movie, yeah.
did Top Gun 2 come out in between No Way Home and this?
Probably.
I think so, right? Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
it did.
love me some Top Gun. I
I
rewatched
mean-
that not that long ago.
Yeah, sorry. Best Marvel movie since No Way Home. And before that, Far From Home. And before that, Endgame.
There you
Fair,
go.
fair,
I mean, that
fair.
wasn't a lot of time between Endgame and Far
No.
From Home.
But fair.
James, what are you giving it?
I'll also give it 9 out of 10. I just want to go home to see my grandpa.
I'm gonna get emotionally bullied by my little sister to go hang out with my grandfather.
Eat some cereal.
Yeah. Oh, eat some Magic Spoon, by the way. You see that
Yeah,
Magic
I
Spoon
seen that,
sponsorship?
yeah. Uh-huh.
I was like, okay.
Oh, I
Mar-
didn't see.
Yeah, he's eating a box of Magic Spoon, and I'm like, fuck, dude, Marvel got me. I am going to be a little controversial, and I'm looking at my ratings here, and I'm already understanding that I'm going to have to change some things in 50 episodes. I'm going to give this an 8.5 little American raccoons out of 10.
What more could you ask for?
And I think it's because I'm going to start being more critical of film. Maybe. I don't know yet.
I mean,
I guess what did I give the
Rangers.
What did I give it the
He
last
hated
Marvel
Power
movie?
Rangers. The last Marvel movie we saw
Ant-Man.
was
Ant-Man, yeah.
Ant-Man. Ant-Man 3, you gave a 7.
All right.
I need to change my Ant-Man 3 score too.
I think Mom, we were a little too high.
No way. I mean, I loved Multiverse of Madness though. I thought it was cool. Where the fuck is it?
It's a while.
Yeah, I liked it because of Sam Raimi and the horror elements
Oh
in that.
man, and it was Raimi as hell.
Yeah, but it's no Guardians 3.
I mean, we
No.
gave Love and Thunder. You gave it a 7.7.
Yeah, we're a little too high. That's a 7 easy though.
It's a
I gave it a
6.5.
7.75?
Yeah, me and you both. I think it's a 6.5
Okay.
easy. Doctor Strange 2, I also gave an 8.5. So I'm gonna slip my hand over here and give this an 8.75.
Oh, okay, buddy.
Eric.
You motherfucker. What did I give it?
Hold on, I'm looking again. Multiverse. Okay, did I just say Mom? Or did I say Doctor Strange 2? Yeah, I said Doctor Strange 2. You gave Doctor Strange 2 a 7.
That's
What the
reasonable.
fuck?
I
Hey,
gave
man.
it. I gave it an 8. So I'm glad I still gave it under this movie. Like, but
Yeah.
I think a 7.58 is fair for that.
I would agree.
Damn, Eric a 7 though.
Eric 7's
Yeah.
kind of
That's
wild.
critical.
But
I've been
he even-
giving Marvel movies all 7s.
but he hadn't seen Evil Dead.
But he also
Before that.
he also was like, just over the MCU right at that point.
Oh yeah, I
Shit.
mean this was. I mean it was.
I am still, dude. Shit.
Yeah, yeah.
You literally gave "Marry Me" the next week also a 7.
wait, where?
I was in
what?
my 7 arc.
Yeah, that is what it was. You were just being lazy with it. Man, you gave "Marry Me" a 6.5, bro. You had a bad time.
It's all right. Like, I've seen too many rom-coms to give it like any higher.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, you've seen great rom-coms too.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, dude. Episode 200 needs to get here because I need to fix my scoring right now. My scoring is all over the map. Oh no.
Did we review Eternals?
No.
I feel like we didn't.
No, we didn't.
That'd be some bottom scale.
That's a 2.
Nah, it's like a 4.
Am I an idiot?
No, we didn't do Eternals.
I don't think so.
Why?
I mean, it was shit, and then
November
we watched
5th?
something else.
Yeah, we had to just watch something else. I need to start putting the date that we reviewed some
Yeah,
of this
that's
stuff.
probably a good idea.
Because I have no idea. I mean, it was in 2022, wasn't it? That movie came out.
2021, yeah.
2021.
Yeah.
Bro, 2021, we were still
And then it got overshadowed by No Way Home.
we were still in double-digit numbers.
I mean, we like do double ups a lot.
Well, no, now we're finally catching up to our episode count is the thing.
Oh yeah.
Because if we had gone steady, we would be past this number by now. Because we're 3 years in, so we should be at 156 episodes.
The Christmas and Oscar stuff usually just boosts it, though.
Yeah, that's why we're catching up.
Yeah.
And what you can do is you can catch up on all of our past episodes that we just talked about by clicking that subscribe button and that notification bell that I know you be seeing. I don't have the ending spiel, so I'm going off the top of my head. Thank you so much, everybody, for tuning in on twitch.tv/SoonerOrLaterTV or youtube.com/@SoonerOrLaterTV for our review of Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. If you couldn't catch us live on Sundays at 7 p.m. Central, don't worry. You can find us on all podcasting platforms and on YouTube. Just look up Sooner or Later TV and you will find us. You'll see our orange and black logo. It's a cool logo. So follow us everywhere. Our audio podcasts are also popping because it's the same shit.
Like a tot.
So yeah, tune in next week for our review of something. I don't know what we're reviewing yet.
A movie.
So we'll figure it out. We love you guys. Bye.
Bye.
See ya.